Pontius Pilate was a Roman governor, also known as a prefect, of the province of Judea from around 26 to 36 AD. This was a time when the Roman Empire was vast and powerful, and Judea was a small, turbulent province on its eastern edge. Pilate was appointed by Emperor Tiberius. His job was to maintain order and collect taxes, but his reign was marked by harshness and insensitivity to the local Jewish population. Pontius Pilate is most famously known for his role in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. According to the Gospels, the Jewish leaders brought Jesus to Pilate, accusing him of claiming to be the king of the Jews, a direct challenge to Roman authority. Pilate questioned Jesus but found no fault in him. However, under pressure from the crowd and the Jewish leaders, Pilate eventually gave in and sentenced Jesus to be crucified. This act has cemented Pilate's place in history, making him a pivotal figure in Christian narratives. After the crucifixion of Jesus, Pilate's life did not get easier. Historical records about Pilate after his governorship are sparse and often conflicting. Some sources suggest he was recalled to Rome to answer for his harsh governance and the unrest it caused. One story tells of Pilate's involvement in a violent suppression of a Samaritan uprising. This led to his removal from office by the governor of Syria, Vitellius. Pilate was ordered to return to Rome and report to Emperor Tiberius. Here's where the story gets even murkier and more tragic. The exact circumstances of Pilate's death are unknown, and several legends have emerged over the centuries. One legend, recorded by the historian Eusebius, suggests that Pilate was banished to Gaul, modern-day France, where he eventually committed suicide. Another version claims he was driven to despair and madness, ending his own life in Rome. Yet another tale says his body was thrown into the river Tiber, only for the waters to reject it, forcing his remains to be taken to Vienne in Gaul. Even in death, it seems, Pilate found no peace. Pontius Pilate's story is a complex mix of history and legend. His role in the crucifixion of Jesus has made him a figure of infamy in Christian tradition. But his life after this event shows a man who perhaps paid a heavy price for his actions. Was he a cruel governor, or a man caught between the pressures of Roman rule and local politics? History leaves us with more questions than answers. What do you think about the life and death of Pontius Pilate? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating historical stories. Pontius Pilate, a name forever etched in history. Pilate was the Roman governor of Judea, a position of great power and responsibility. Appointed by Emperor Tiberius around 26 AD, Pilate's primary duties were to maintain order and collect taxes in this volatile region. However, his harsh methods and disregard for Jewish customs made him unpopular among the local population. Pilate's most notorious act was his involvement in the trial and crucifixion of Jesus Christ. According to the Gospels, Jesus was brought before Pilate by Jewish leaders who accused him of claiming to be the king of the Jews. Despite finding no fault in Jesus, Pilate succumbed to the crowd's demands and sentenced him to death by crucifixion. This moment sealed Pilate's fate in the annals of history, forever linking his name to this pivotal event. After the crucifixion, Pilate's troubles only grew. His harsh rule led to several uprisings, further straining his relationship with both the Jewish people and his superiors in Rome. One such incident involved a violent suppression of a Samaritan uprising, which led to his recall to Rome by the governor of Syria, Vitellius. Ordered to report to Emperor Tiberius, Pilate's future seemed uncertain. The end of Pilate's life is shrouded in mystery and legend. According to one account by the historian Eusebius, Pilate was banished to Gaul, where he eventually committed suicide. Another version suggests he was driven to madness and took his own life in Rome. Yet another tale tells of his body being thrown into the river Tiber, rejected by the waters, and eventually taken to Vienne in Gaul. Pilate's tragic end, whether due to despair, madness, or disgrace, adds a haunting chapter to his story. Pontius Pilate's story is not just a historical account but a lesson in moral courage and the consequences of our choices. Pilate faced immense pressure from both the Jewish leaders and the Roman authorities. His decision to condemn Jesus, despite believing in his innocence, was driven by fear and a desire to maintain his position. The first lesson we learn is the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult. Pilate's failure to act according to his conscience led to tragic outcomes. The second lesson is about the weight of responsibility that comes with power. As a leader, Pilate's decisions affected countless lives. His abuse of power and lack of empathy fueled unrest and ultimately led to his downfall. Lastly, Pilate's story teaches us about the long-lasting consequences of our actions. His moment of weakness in the face of pressure has echoed through history, marking his legacy with infamy.